So in this video, I'm going to do not only an unboxing, but we're also going to do a full install and go through all the features and what you get inside. Now it has a 2-year warranty, quiet, powerful operation. It also says it's highly efficient for energy savings. And it says it's suitable for freshwater and saltwater. I actually have freshwater. So what we get inside is the actual pump. The pump itself has these rubber feet on the bottom. That way, when it's inside, it doesn't vibrate and make a whole bunch of sounds. We've got the controller, our power supply, and here's the other connection for the power supply. And then it does come with some different options for hookups. Now there's two different options for the connection that actually hooks up to the pump. There's this larger one here, and then we've got the smaller one here. And then it looks like this one is the same size as the large one, but it ends up going with a bigger screw. I believe that's going to be for the bulkhead. If you're not sure what a bulkhead is, it's one of these type of connections that are up here that connects to your actual aquarium itself. It also has a sticky back to put in your controller. That way you can just use a sticky back to put it somewhere. It's also got a little tab up top if you want to use a screw, or you could also hang it from like one of these. Now this runs at 35 watts for 1250 gallons per hour, and they were talking about the efficiency. That is actually pretty efficient for the amount of water that it pumps. While the other one's draining, let's go ahead and get this one set up. So I'm going to connect the actual controller to the pump itself by lining these things up here. Push it in. It's got a little watertight connection. Plug in the power. So I've now got it connected in and got it running, and it is super quiet. And in fact, almost all the sound is coming from the little water overflow and not from the pump itself. Now let's get into the actual controller. Now there's some different modes. There's wave mode and a regular pump mode. Right now I have it in a regular pump mode, and there's different power settings everywhere from 1 to 20, 20 being the most powerful. I ended up figuring out that 12 was the best for me. Because I've got a sump system, I needed the level to be a certain spot up here, and so 12 was the sweet spot, but you're going to have to figure out which one works for you. And there's also a feed mode where you can press and hold this, which will unlock the screen. And then if you do a short press, it'll go into feed mode for 10 minutes and kind of calm the pump down. That way you can feed and there's not water running everywhere, and then it'll automatically kick back on. I just did a power out mode where I simulated pulling the power to see how everything would work and see if it had a backflow. And I wanted to make sure that it would also, after being disconnected for 5 minutes, would stay at the setting that I originally had it. Now it's not in the actual manual itself, but L seems to be the constant and the F seems to be the pulse, where it's like the wave. And what I did was I kind of watched it, and when it's in the L position, this stays the same. But if I switch it over to the F position, like I just did there, you'll notice that the water level will kind of slowly come up and down. Might be hard to see in here, but that is definitely the wave where it's coming up and down. So it's changing the flow rate. So I'm actually going to keep mine consistent and keep it on L.